Hey guys, Bobverse here, back again for another daily verse. Today's daily verse won't just be like one small verse or whatever. It's gonna be an overview of the entirety of the book of Jonah. And I think this story relates to a lot of people, um, and it can relate to a lot of people, and especially me now. But I'm honestly thankful that God has written these down, or has had people write these stories down in the Bible for all of us to relate to and understand that we aren't alone in our journeys in our faith, as well others before us and other believers and everyone and all the other believers have gone through similar circumstances and have gone through similar trials and have written them down here, and this can pretty much teach us how to overcome these trials. And I'm so thankful to God that He actually gives us this, like, the Bible not only has like a way to connect with Him and like listen to Him, because this is the Word of God, obviously, but learn from Him, and understand how we can apply it to our own lives. But yeah, enough of me talking about myself or whatever. Now the summary or the gist of the story, that if you guys didn't know, Jonah was a prophet's son sent by the Lord, and he was given the word of God, and he was sent to the city of Nineveh, and he was told to go preach it there. However, Jonah was afraid. He was afraid, and he kind of cowered it and chickened out, and he wanted to run from God. Now, as we all know, this is pretty much impossible, right? And Jonah finds this out as he's thrown overboard by the men that he's riding on the boat with as he's crossing a storm, so that they won't get killed by God because of what he had done. However, the Lord is merciful, and even though he sent a giant fish to swallow Jonah, but Jonah in that fish reflects for 3 days and 3 nights, and thanks to the Lord, asks for him for his help, and as a result, he goes to Nineveh and converts a lot of people. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the story. Now, from the story, we can reflect a lot as Christians, as God may be calling us to do something, and if we try to run away from it, sure, we could try, but at the end of the day, God's trying to do what God is trying to get us to do is not only going to be beneficial for us, but also beneficial for the kingdom, which is what we're called to do as Christians: help God and His kingdom in any way we can. And sometimes God calls us to do in one specific way or multiple specific ways through our gifts that He gives us. And yeah, I mean, that's something that relates to me right now as well. But anyhow, that's it for today's daily verse.